Canadian Electrical Code Simplified, Section 0, Object, Scope, and Definitions. The goal of this code is to keep people safe when they use electricity. It is rules about how to install and take care of electrical equipment so it doesn't cause fires or shocks. These rules are based on principles that protect people from electric shocks, heat, too much electricity, and other dangers. If you follow these rules and take good care of the equipment, it will help make sure everything is safe. However, there are some things that this code does not cover, like outdoor equipment used by the electricity, communication, or cable TV company, or equipment on trains or planes. This code is not meant to be a guide for how to design things or a manual for people who are not trained in electrical work. It is also important to make sure that the wiring in a building has enough capacity and can be changed if needed in the future. Finally, some words used in this code have special meanings, and these are explained at the end of the code book definitions. Acceptable means that it is okay with the person in charge of enforcing this code. Accessible means that you can easily get to something. Accredited Certification Organization is a group that has been approved by a Canadian standards organization to make sure equipment meets certain rules. Aluminum sheathed cable is a special kind of wire that has a protective layer made of aluminum. Delta ampacity is the most electricity a wire can safely carry. Approved means that something has been checked by a group that makes sure it meets certain rules. Delta armor is a type of protective covering for wires. Authorized person is someone who is allowed to work with or handle electrical equipment because they have been trained or told how to be safe. Auxiliary gutter is a special kind of protective cover for wires that helps keep them organized. AWG is a way of measuring the size of wire. Bathroom is a room with a shower or bath and sometimes a sink and toilet. Bonding is a way to make sure all the metal parts of something are safely connected together. Bonding conductor is a special wire that connects metal parts of equipment or wiring to the grounding wire. Box connector is another word for a special piece that helps connect wires. Branch circuit is another word for a group of wires that carries electricity to a certain area or to a certain type of equipment. Building is a structure that stands alone or is separated from other buildings by fire walls with special doors that can protect against fires. Bus is a wire that helps connect other wires together. Busway is a special kind of protective cover for wires that helps keep them organized. Cabinet is a strong enclosure with doors that can be mounted on a wall or flush with it, made of materials that do not burn or absorb liquids easily. Delta cable is a complete assembly of one or more wires or fibers with special materials to protect them and help them work properly. Delta cable tray is a structure with troughs and special fittings that helps organize and protect cables. Ladder cable tray is a type of cable tray with two long side rails connected by short pieces that have openings longer than 50 millimeters. Non-ventilated cable tray is a type of cable tray with no openings in the side rails. Ventilated cable tray is a type of cable tray with small openings in the bottom and no openings longer than 50 millimeters in the side rails. Delta cable bus is a group of wires or cables with fittings and special connections in a completely enclosed protective metal housing. Cell is one of the hollow spaces in a special kind of floor that can be used as a protective cover for wires. Cellular floor is a special kind of floor made of cells that can be used as protective covers for wires. Circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to a certain area or to a certain type of equipment. Branch circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to a certain outlet or group of outlets. Communication circuit is a group of wires that helps with communication. Control circuit is a group of wires that carries signals to control devices, but does not carry the power that the device controls. Extra low voltage power circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to certain devices, but the voltage is not more than 30 volts and the current is not limited. Low energy power circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to certain devices, but the power supply is limited. Multi-wire branch circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to a certain outlet or group of outlets and has two or more wires that are not grounded and a grounded wire that is connected to the neutral wire. Non-incendive circuit is a group of wires that carries electricity to certain devices and will not cause a fire if there is a spark or thermal effect under normal conditions, or if the field wiring is opened, shorted, or grounded. Remote control circuit is a group of wires that controls another circuit through a device like a relay. Signal circuit is a group of wires that supplies energy to a device that gives a signal, like doorbells, buzzers, or signal lights. Circuit breaker is a device that can open and close a circuit and will automatically open the circuit to protect it from over. Covered conductor is a wire that is covered with a material that doesn't have a rated strength to protect it. Insulated conductor is a wire that is covered with a material that has a rated strength to protect it. Conduit, a circular pipe-like structure through which wires can be run. Flexible metal conduit, a metal conduit that can be easily bent without using tools. Liquid-tight flexible conduit, a flexible metal conduit with a jacket that keeps liquids out, or a flexible non-metallic conduit that keeps liquids out. Rigid conduit, a stiff conduit made of metal or a non-metallic material. Rigid metal conduit, a stiff metal conduit made to fit standard pipes and can be attached using standard pipe threads. Rigid non-metallic conduit, a stiff conduit made of a non-metallic material that cannot be threaded. Rigid PVC conduit, a stiff conduit made of unplasticized polyvinyl chloride, a type of plastic. Rigid RTRC conduit type AG, a stiff conduit made of reinforced thermoset material that can be buried directly in concrete or used for visible or hidden work. Rigid RTRC conduit type BG, a stiff conduit made of reinforced thermoset material that can be buried directly in concrete. Rigid type DB2ES2 PVC conduit, a stiff conduit made of PVC that can be buried directly in concrete or masonry. Rigid type EB1 PVC conduit, a stiff conduit made of PVC that can be used in concrete or masonry. Connector. Box connector, a device that secures a cable by its outer covering or armor where it enters an enclosure like an outlet box. Wire connector, a device that connects two or more wires together or one or more wires to a terminal for connecting electrical circuits. Continuous duty, C duty. Control circuit, C circuit. Controller manages power of an apparatus. Cord set, a cord with an electrical end on each side. Current permit, a special permission that allows electricity to be used in a specific place. Cutout box, a special box that keeps electricity safe and secure. Damp location, a place where there is a lot of moisture in the air. Dead parts of electrical equipment that have no electricity or charge and are not dangerous to touch. Dead front, when the dangerous parts of electrical equipment are not exposed. Different systems, groups of equipment that work together for a specific purpose. Disconnecting means a way to turn off the electricity in a circuit. Dry location, the place where there is little or no moisture in the air. Duplex receptacle, a special outlet that has two places to plug things in. Dust tight, a special enclosure that keeps dust out. Duties, the job or responsibility of operating something. Continuous duty, the job or responsibility that requires constant operation. Intermittent duty, the job or responsibility that requires operation at specific times. Periodic duty, a type of intermittent duty that occurs on a regular schedule. Short-time duty, the job or responsibility that requires operation for a short period of time. Varying duty, the job or responsibility that requires operation at different times and with different amounts of work. Dwelling unit, a place to live that has all the necessary facilities. Electrical contractor, a person or company that does work related to electricity. Electrical equipment, any apparatus, appliance, device, instrument, fitting, fixture, luminaire, machinery, material, or thing used in or capable of being used in electrical installs. Electrical installation, the process of putting in wires and other equipment that help electricity get from the place it is made to the places it is used. Electrical metallic tubing, a metal tube that is used to hold wires and is smaller than a tube called rigid metal conduit. Electrical non-metrical tubing, a flexible, corrugated tube made of a non-metal material that is used to hold wires. Elevator, a machine that moves people or things up and down inside a building. Electric elevator, an elevator that uses electricity to move. Elevator machinery, the parts that make an elevator work. Emergency lighting, lights that are turned on during a fire or other emergency to help people find their way out of a building. Energized, when something is connected to electricity and has voltage. Energized part, a part of an electrical system that has electricity running through it. Explosion-proof enclosure, a special type of box or enclosure that is made to be very strong and not catch on fire if there is an explosion of gas inside it. Exposed, parts of an electrical system that can be touched by accident and may be dangerous if someone is not careful. Exposed, when wires are not hidden or covered. Extra low voltage, C voltage. Extra low voltage power circuit, C circuit. Feeder, a part of an electrical circuit that carries electricity from the place it is made to other parts of the circuit. Fire resisting, a building that is made of materials like brick or concrete that are not easily destroyed by fire. Flood elevation, the height that water reaches during a flood. Flood hazard zone, an area that is likely to be flooded. General use switch, C switch. Ground, a connection to the ground made with a special type of metal rod called a grounding electrode. Ground fault, when electricity accidentally touches the ground instead of flowing through the circuit it is supposed to. Ground fault circuit interrupter, a device that stops electricity from flowing if it touches the ground. Ground fault circuit interrupter, Class A, a type of GFCI that stops electricity from flowing if it touches the ground more than a certain amount, but not if it touches the ground less. Ground fault detection, a way of finding out when a ground fault has happened. Ground fault protection, a way of stopping a ground fault from happening or continuing. Grounded, connected to the ground in a way that is safe and will not cause harm. Grounding, a continuous path to the ground that is safe and can carry a lot of electricity if needed. Grounding conductor, a wire that connects the electrical system to the grounding electrode. Grounding electrode, a metal rod or object that is buried in the ground and used to make a connection to the ground. Grounding system, C system. Guarded, protected by covers, barriers, screens, or other means to prevent people or objects from touching or coming too close to something dangerous. Hazardous location, a place where there is a risk of fire, explosion, or other danger because of the presence of certain materials or equipment. HDPE conductors and conduit, a group of wires or cables inside a tube made of a special type of plastic called HDPE. HDPE conduit, a smooth, non-metal tube made of HDPE that is used to bury or encase wires in concrete or brick. Header, a tube or channel for wires that is used with an underfloor raceway or cellular floor system and provides access to other tubes or channels. High voltage, C voltage. Hoistway, a shaft, well, or other vertical opening where an elevator, escalator, or dumbwaiter moves up and down. Identified. A, when applied to a conductor, signifies that the conductor is marked in a special way to show that it is a grounded conductor or a neutral, and B, when applied to other electrical equipment, signifies that the terminals to which grounded or neutral conductors are connected are marked in a special way to show their purpose. Inaccessible. A, when applied to a room or compartment, signifies that the room or compartment is far enough away or protected so that unauthorized people cannot enter by accident, and B, when applied to electrical equipment, signifies that the electrical equipment is covered by the structure or finish of the building it is in or is far enough away or protected so that unauthorized people cannot touch or interfere with it. Indicating switch, C switch. Industrial establishment, a building or part of a building where people work with machines to make or handle things, as opposed to a place where people live or work with paperwork. Inspection department, an organization that is authorized to make sure that the rules in this code are followed and has the power to enforce them in a certain area. Inspector, a person who works for the inspection department and is responsible for enforcing the rules in this code. Insulated, separated from other conductive surfaces by a material or airspace that has a high resistance to the flow of electricity and can prevent electrical discharges. Insulating, able to create the condition called insulated. Intermittent duty, C duty. Intrinsically safe, a system or device that is designed in such a way that it cannot cause a fire or explosion even if something goes wrong. Isolating switch, see switch. Jacket, a non-metallic cover on a cable that helps protect the cable from damage and the environment. Ladder cable tray, see cable tray. Lamp holder, a device that holds a light bulb and connects it to the electrical circuit. Liquid tight flexible conduit, see conduit. Live, see energized. Live parts, parts of an electrical system that have electricity running through them. Location. Damp location, a place inside or outside that is sometimes or often wet or damp and may have moisture on, near, or around electrical equipment, such as under a canopy, roofed porch, or similar structure. Dry location, a place that is not normally wet or damp, but may be temporarily wet or damp during construction as long as there is enough ventilation to prevent moisture from accumulating. Hazardous location, a place where there is a risk of fire or explosion because there may be flammable gases, vapors, or dust in the air, or where there may be a lot of dust that could be dangerous. Ordinary location, a dry place that is not prone to damage from mechanical forces, extreme temperatures, dust, or moisture and is not at risk of being damaged by corrosive, flammable, or explosive atmospheres. Outdoor location, any place outside that is exposed to the weather. Wet location, a place where liquids may drip, splash, or flow onto or against electrical equipment. Low energy power circuit, see circuit. Low voltage, see voltage. Low voltage protection, a device that stops the flow of electricity when the voltage gets too low. Low voltage release, a device that stops the flow of electricity when the voltage gets too low, but allows it to start again when the voltage is safe. Luminaire, a complete lighting unit that includes the light bulbs and the parts needed to connect them to the electrical circuit. Machine tool, metal cutting, a big machine that is used to cut metal. Machine tool, metal forming, a big machine that is used to shape metal. Manufactured wiring system, a wiring system that is made up of parts that are put together during the manufacturing process and cannot be taken apart without damaging it. Mineral insulated cable, a type of electrical cable that is sealed inside a metal tube and is resistant to liquids and gases. Mobile home, a type of home that can be moved by being towed on its own wheels. Mobile industrial or commercial structure, a type of structure that can be moved by being towed on its own wheels and is used for business or industry. Motor circuit switch, a device that can turn electricity on or off. MSG, the standard measurement for uncoated steel used by manufacturers. Multi-outlet assembly, a surface or flush enclosure that has wires inside to extend one branch circuit to two or more outlets that are attached to the enclosure and are designed to be grounded. Multiple section mobile unit, a single structure made up of separate units that can be moved by being towed on their own wheels and are joined together when they are brought to the site. Multi-winding motor, a motor with multiple or adjustable windings that can be connected or reconnected in different ways to run at different speeds and or voltages. Multi-wire branch circuit, a path that electricity flows through. Neutral, the conductor of a circuit that is meant to have a voltage such that the differences in voltage between it and the other conductors are about the same and evenly spaced. Non-combustible construction, this is a way of building something where the materials used won't catch on fire easily. Non-incendive circuit, this is a type of electric circuit that won't start a fire. Non-relocatable structure, this is a big building that is made in a factory and then put on a permanent foundation. Non-ventilated cable tray, this is a metal thing that is used to hold wires and cables in place. Open, this means that there are parts that move or that have electricity running through them and they could be touched by accident. Outdoor location, this is a place outside of a building. Outlet, this is a place where you can plug in something to get electricity. Outline lighting, this is a way of lighting up a building or window by using special lamps or tubes that make it look pretty. Overcurrent device, this is a thing that can turn off an electric circuit when there is too much electricity going through it, or when there is a short circuit. Overload device, this is a thing that can turn off an electric circuit when there is too much electricity going through it, but not when there is a short circuit. Panel board, this is a bunch of parts that work together to control electricity and keep it safe. Panel board, enclosed, this is a panel board that is inside of a cabinet. Part model trailer, this is a type of small house on wheels that is used for vacations. Part winding start motor, this is a type of electric motor that starts by using only part of its power at first, and then using more power later on. Periodic duty, this is a way of measuring how hard something works. Permanently connected equipment, this is equipment that is connected to electricity in a way that you need a special tool to unplug it. Permit, this is a special permission slip that you need to get from the people who make sure buildings are safe before you can start working on an electric installation. Plenum, this is a special room or space that is used to blow air around or to cool a building. Portable, this is equipment that is designed to be moved around and is usually plugged in with a cord and a special plug. Portable ground fault circuit interrupter, this is a special plug that you can use to protect against electric shock when you are using electricity outside. It has outlets that you can plug other things into with a cord. Power supply cord, this is a long cord with a plug on one end that you can use to connect something to electricity. Protected, this means that the equipment is built in a way that keeps it safe from getting damaged by things falling into it. PVC conduit, this is a plastic tube that you can use to hold wires and cables. Qualified person, this is someone who knows a lot about how to use and fix equipment safely and can recognize any dangers. Raceway, this is a place to put wires and cables. It can be a tube or a channel or something similar. Readily accessible, this means that something is easy to get to and you don't have to climb over things or use a ladder to reach it. Receptacle, this is a place where you can plug something in to get electricity. Duplex receptacle, this is a receptacle with two places to plug things in. Single receptacle, this is a receptacle with one place to plug something in. Split receptacle, this is a receptacle with two or more places to plug things in, and it is connected to more than one electrical circuit. Recreational vehicle, this is a small house on wheels that people use for vacations or leisure. Recreational vehicle park, this is a place where people can park their recreational vehicles. Relocatable structure, this is a big building that is made in a factory and then put on a foundation that can be moved. Remote control circuit, this is an electric circuit that is controlled from a distance. Residential occupancy, this is a building or a part of a building where people live and sleep, but are not staying for medical treatment or being held against their will. Resistant, used as a suffix, example, absorption resistant, moisture resistant, etc. This means that something is made in a way that it won't get damaged easily by something specific like moisture or absorption. Separate built-in cooking unit, this is a cooking appliance, like a stove or oven, that is built into a counter or wall and can't be moved. Service, consumers, this is the part of the electrical system that goes from the service box to the point where it is connected to the power supply. Service, supply, this is the set of wires that carries electricity from the power company's main lines to a customer's service. Service box, this is a lock box that has fuses or a circuit breaker and a switch inside. It is used to turn the electricity on and off. Service room, this is a room in a building where the equipment that provides electricity, heat, and other services is kept. Sheath, this is a covering that is put over one or more wires to protect them and keep them sealed. Shockproof, this means that the equipment is built in a way that no one can touch any part of it that has electricity running through it. Short time duty, this is a way of measuring how hard something works for a short period of time. Signal circuit, this is an electric circuit that is used to send a message or signal. Single dwelling, this is a house that stands alone or is part of a row of houses. Single receptacle, see receptacle. Slow burning, this means that the material used to cover the wires is made to burn slowly. Soldered, this is a way of joining metal parts together by melting a special metal alloy and then cooling it. Special permission, this is written permission from the people who make sure buildings are safe to do something special. Split receptacle, see receptacle. Splitter, this is a box with connectors that is used to split a single electrical connection into two or more connections. Starter, this is a device that helps a motor start and stop. It also helps protect the motor from too much electricity. Supply authority, this is a company or organization that is responsible for distributing electricity to customers. Surface raceway, this is a long, flat box or channel that is mounted on a wall or ceiling and is used to hold and protect wires and cables. Switch, this is a device that is used to turn electricity on and off in a circuit. General use switch, this is a switch that can be used in many different electrical circuits and is rated for a certain amount of electricity. Indicating switch, this is a switch that has a way to show whether it is on or off. Isolating switch, this is a switch that is used to disconnect something from its power source, but it is not meant to turn the power on or off. Motor circuit switch, this is a switch that is used with motors and is rated for a certain amount of power. It can turn off the power if the motor is using too much electricity. Switchboard, this is a panel with switches, controls, and other devices that are used to manage and protect electrical circuits. System. Communication system, this is a system that is used to send and receive messages or information through telephone, telegraph, or other means. It does not include alarm systems or television or radio equipment. Community antenna distribution system, this is a system of cables and equipment that is used to transmit television or radio signals to a group of people in a community. Different systems, these are systems that get their power from different sources, like different transformers or generators. Grounding system, this is a set of wires, clamps, and other parts that are used to safely connect the electrical system to the ground. Theater, this is a building or part of a building where people go to watch plays, operas, movies, or other performances. Thermal cutout, this is a device that is used to protect against too much electricity and has a heating element that can turn off the power if needed. Underfloor raceway, this is a channel that is used to hold wires and cables and is installed under the floor. Utilization equipment, this is equipment that uses electricity to do work, like mechanical, chemical, heating, or lighting tasks. Varying duty, this is a way of measuring how hard something works over a period of time when the amount of work it does changes. Vault, this is a room or enclosure that is used to store transformers and other electrical equipment and is built to be fire resistant. Ventilated cable tray, this is a tray that is used to hold and protect wires and cables and has a way for air to flow through it. Vessel, this is a boat or ship that is used for traveling on water. Voltage. Extra low voltage, this is a very low level of electricity that is used in special cases. Low voltage, this is a moderate level of electricity that is used in many normal electrical systems. High voltage, this is a high level of electricity that is used in some special systems. Voltage to ground, this is the difference in voltage between a live, ungrounded part of an electrical system and a grounded part. Washroom, this is a room with a sink where people can wash their hands and sometimes go to the bathroom. Wet location, this is a place where there is a lot of water or dampness, like near a sink or in a bathroom. Wire, this is a thin metal conductor that is used to carry electricity. Wire connector, this is a device that is used to join two or more wires together. Wireway, this is a channel that is used to hold and protect wires and has a way to easily add or remove the wires after it has been installed.